guys. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Butterfly TV. I want to talk about something. First, let's get ready. Ta-da! Now, let's talk for a minute. One of the biggest things with Turner syndrome that can feel emotionally and mentally overwhelming and really be a struggle is the ability to feel normal. And with that, a lot of people, when they first get the diagnosis, parents, the woman or girl getting diagnosed with Turner syndrome can naturally ask that question of, will I live a normal life? Or will my child live a normal life? I want to give some encouragement in response to that. I've talked about this a little bit kind of in pieces throughout different conversations I've had, but I feel like it definitely deserves the respect of its whole own video for if you will live a normal life with Turner syndrome. There's a lot of things that come up with Turner syndrome that are scary, that are very serious, that can feel intimidating, and that can very, very significantly impact your life. I don't want to pretend that that's not there or that that's not true. It is. The genetic heart condition, infertility, being on medication for most, if not all of your life, potential thyroid, kidney issues, diabetes is a potential autoimmune disease. There's so many different things that can come up and happen and really significantly impact and change your life. But at the same time, I've always been an advocate for that doesn't have to define you. You don't have to let that define you. That is a part of your story, that's a part of your life and something that you deal with and go through, but it doesn't have to define you or anything you are or are not able to do. There's a different mindset, I think, to being aware of any potential ways that changes things for you versus letting it be something that you feel means you can't do anything. I have Turner syndrome. I have classic Turner syndrome. And I struggle with infertility. I'm very short. I have been on HRT since I was 12. I've had immune system ups and downs all of my life. I deal with all of the physical impacts of hormone imbalance. I struggle in all of those ways. I don't think it's a matter of what it is you're fighting. I think it's how you yourself approach it. And with everything I've dealt with in my story, with having knee surgery, with having 2 neck surgeries for the webbed neck, with everything I do struggle with from Turner syndrome, with infertility, with all of that. In my life, I've also accomplished much more than they ever gave me the likelihood to accomplish. They said I would never really be able to do anything on my own. They very much had the evaluation, the opinion that I would struggle and that I wouldn't be able to do a lot. There can be a lot of boxes that we get put into for what we can and can't do based off of a diagnosis. I don't think it has to be either you're embracing it or you're fighting it. I think there's a balance where you're navigating the struggles of it and you're embracing the uniqueness it brings to you and your life and your experiences and your story. I think it's important to remember the things we have accomplished, to remember our strengths, to focus on that instead of the ways that Turner syndrome changes things or limits things in any way. I could look at infertility as this overwhelming limitation and let it be something that stops me from even trying the ways I could be a mom. But I don't want to do that. And I've never been one and would never, ever advocate for setting limitations on yourself based off of a diagnosis. Turner syndrome does not mean you can't live a normal life and accomplish things. You are no less capable. You are no less able. And I think that's important to remember. We don't have to put that mindset on ourselves. And I do want to say, again, this is in no way to negate the real limitations put in place and acknowledging that. The real limitations that we each have based off of our own medical situations because of it. I think there's a really huge difference and an important difference between acknowledging our strengths and weaknesses and making decisions based off of that versus placing limitations on ourselves and saying, because I have Turner syndrome, I can't do this. And I think that goes for everything. It doesn't have to just be infertility or math struggles or whatever the situation may be that you're looking at. It can be applied to anything. I can acknowledge my strengths and weaknesses in something without saying I'm incapable of anything or I can't have a normal life. The idea of a normal life is so vague and subjective. There is no definition of a normal life. We each have our own stories and lives and experiences. And just because your story looks different from somebody else's does not mean you are less capable, you are not normal in any way. And I see this pop up every once in a while, and I really wanted to address it for not only other women and girls that have Turner syndrome, but also the moms and dads of girls with Turner syndrome, the families and loved ones that are watching her struggle through everything Turner syndrome throws at us. This is an encouragement for you too, to encourage her in her strengths and to help her see that. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on so you can see when the next video comes out. And I'll see you guys in that video. Bye.